William Boyle. I'm just doing my classes and objects program for question 4, which was the car program. I have the two, let's make sure it's still working. Yep, I have the two main parts here. This kind of is like we input everything, and this is the kind of, I guess, like the behind the scenes part. Start off with all these things. I'll explain that part later. We like create the car public. These are the inputs: fuel amount, total miles, fuel efficiency. As you can see, if we create this part, it should, you see, I have 0, 0, 0, but then here we can go set fuel, set total miles, set fuel efficiency. That goes into here, where you can set it, the fuel amount. We have 10. This just gets it and returns that value. Same thing for get and set total miles, or it just returns the value that you put into set total miles, and same thing for fuel efficiency. Yeah, pretty straightforward. And then after that we'll have a way that it displays your fuel level, which will then show the fuel level for that specific car. And then after that we'll have the printing the fuel of the fuel cost, kind of dividing lines, total miles, what happens if we add fuel, and what happens if we drive. So if I just go and perhaps run the program again, if I can do that. Alright, great. So as you can see, our first part was set fuel, so it'll actually stop there. If I continue, it should stop again, as because after set fuel it runs the get fuel thing. These two things are kind of connected together. Then after that I have the next part as add fuel, which should be down here. So if I just continue, it'll show your fuel level is 10. Add fuel part, which is down here. Yep, sorry, here, print fuel cost. It pauses there as it goes to here, which is just displays the current price of fuel, which we have as a constant double, which here is 1.385. So if we continue, it should actually display it there. The next part we have total miles, we put that in before. The next part, which is frozen, is add fuel, which we have here. So we enter it 23. So for this part, it basically takes in the fuel amount, creates a double fuel cost. It takes the fuel cost and it applies this calc cost, which is this part, which fuel add, and returns the fuel add times the petrol price, which was again up here, 1.385. There it takes that, does that kind of calculation, and then the fuel amount is equal to fuel add plus fuel amount. So it kind of plus them together. That becomes a new thing, and then it should display your new fuel amount is fuel. There are calculations for that, and then also how much you paid, which comes under calculation cost. And then a dividing line. So if I continue, we should see it down here. Your new fuel amount is 33. That comes from us already having a fuel of 10 plus 23, that becomes 33, and then the amount we paid, which then again comes from the calculating the cost. After that, our next part comes to drive, which is probably our biggest part. I just put a thing at the start. So for here we have the distance, which you can input in. I put the input as 17. From here we have total miles equals total miles plus distance. That kind of just updates the total miles and displays that. We have a new fuel used, and then we just take the fuel used equals distance times fuel efficiency. We get fuel efficiency from, if I can find it real quick, up here, which then again comes from fuel efficiency right there. We then have, say, full efficiency was 9. We have liters. One of the questions was to calculate it in liters, which we have liters equals convert 2 liters and then the fuel that was used. So for that we have, if I can find it in here, that'd be too slow. Convert to liters, yeah. So we take the gallons, just input it in, and then it pretty much just returns that value of gallons times 4.546, which is the calculations for liters, and it saves that under liters. And then we take our fuel amount, and then we minus liters from it. Yep, and then it saves that. We get a price, which price would just simply equal the calc cost of liters, and then it will then, if I'm still recording, hopefully, yep, it will then display distance traveled distance, which would be there, plus the cost, which would equal price, which comes under here. So if I hopefully click enter there, should, if I can scroll down, oh sorry, if I continue, yes, okay, so it should say distance traveled 17 and the cost of the journey. Hopefully that's enough to explain my code. Yep, thanks.